It's debarkation day.
And you might be saying, wait, you're just sitting, lounging on the deck on Debarkation Day. Don't you need to, run around at 5:30 a.m. and
get off the ship at 6:45?
Yeah, you've had your breakfast. Get ye to the gangway. Why are we sitting out on deck? We can't discount the amazing benefit of the leisurely debarkation process.
So lovely.
Because it is so fundamentally different from anything else that we've done. We're able to wake up on our own. We didn't even need our alarm clocks to wake us up in time for Debarkation Day.
You do have to put your suitcase out the night before if you want them to take it. They give you these luggage tags when you check in to go on your bag, and they are pretty darn tear-proof. I've had some places, some other cruise lines, where you print off your own and they're just made of paper and they rip off really easily. These guys are pretty sturdy, and you're supposed to keep it on throughout your voyage and use it on your final night whenever you leave your bag outside. So we didn't realize that. We did request new luggage tags from our stateroom attendant and then went, oh wait, we can use the ones that are already on here. Sorry we wasted one. But your bags don't have to go outside until midnight. So you can really enjoy your final night and still come back and get changed and everything packed away right before bed. We do sign up for a debarkation time, and so our debarkation time is 10 a.m.
10 a.m. And we're not the latest one.
We're not. And I do suspect as rock stars that we could actually go earlier or later if we wanted. So it's pretty chill. Debarkation breakfast was really chill.
It's full breakfast menu. It's not, here are the 5 things that we made.
We're gonna throw them at you so you can get off the board. Because people are sitting and having cocktails and desserts with their breakfast. I mean, everyone is enjoying this final morning. You have to hustle off. It's really nice. I wanted to mention, while we were on board, we had Wi-Fi. Because I don't think I've talked about that yet. There's free Wi-Fi for everyone on board. And
it's not the best Wi-Fi ever, but
you're not completely disconnected from the world. For better or worse, you're not completely disconnected from the world. I don't think you could sit and do Zoom calls for work all day, but if you need to get a hold of your family or text somebody, it was nice to be able to get text messages.
And we actually got the premium Wi-Fi for free because of our Deep Blue Extras, which is the loyalty program match, which is a very generous match in terms of what levels they line people up to.
But in 2023, they matched us with our highest status, which is at Disney Cruise Line. And so because of that, we got the premium Wi-Fi, which had pretty good connection. We did keep getting booted off of it as you'd move from one end of the ship to the other, and I'd have to reconnect because I'm sure you were connecting to a different spot. Sometimes it would go on its own, and sometimes I'd have to go back into settings and reset it, but that's okay. It worked pretty well. I even uploaded a couple things while I was here. So if you have questions about Wi-Fi, hopefully that helps a bit.
Okay. Blue Extras was premium Wi-Fi, was $10 in coffee.
$10 in coffee per stateroom daily.
Day. $100 bar credit.
We spent it.
And a bag of laundry, and it's a very large
big
bag.
Laundry bag.
2 pressed
little
items.
dinky paper bag.
2 pressed items and
we only
one
used
dry
one.
cleaned item, which I don't think.
Well, we did use dry clean. It was more benefits and perks than we could even get through in the week.
Yes.
It was a fairly long sailing too.
Yes.
They don't have a public laundry room or irons on Virgin Voyages, but they do have laundry services where they will wash a bag of laundry for you, and it's a big bag. You can ask your steward if you can get a steamer to borrow, and they'll come back and pick it up whenever they do turn down service tonight. Nick did send out his shirt for Scarlet Night to be pressed, and I was frustrated that I couldn't find any hooks in the room. Nick thinks these are hooks. I think they're art, but I'm going to use them as a hook. And you may say, well, Laura, I'm used to going on a cruise line where I can hang magnet hooks on the wall. These would not take a magnet. They are just plastic. Same with the doors. So if you like decorating your doors, sorry. Food. What is the final verdict on food, especially with food restrictions? in terms of the cruises we've been on with dietary restrictions, some of them have been a struggle. Sometimes our saving grace is that on other cruise lines you get the same server over and over so that they get to know your needs. And with dietary restrictions, that's really helpful, so you're not having to explain all the ins and outs over and over and over.
That's not the case on here.
I thought that would be such a struggle here because you're not getting the same wait staff all the time. But sometimes they read some of the notes in our system. They were always very attentive. And we did actually get to know some of the staff after a few repeat visits at some of the locations over the course of the cruise. And in my personal opinion, this has been my favorite food service experience with my dietary needs. I would 100% do this again in a heartbeat. Were there flub ups? Yes. Even this morning, even with our favorite server at our favorite restaurant, sometimes because we have multiple dietary restrictions, they would be kind of focusing on one part. They'd focus on the no dairy thing and forget, and we'd realize, oh, there's gluten in that. Or today we said no cheese on the tater tots at breakfast, and they left off the cheese, but they didn't leave off the sour cream. So we were a little too literal in that request, but we would catch it. So we caught it when they gave us gluten at afternoon tea. The only time we didn't catch it was that we didn't know there was dairy in the gluten-free bread with room service that first morning.
And at dinner one night.
They gave us that same bread twice.
I'm not even certain that everybody
knows that there's dairy in that bread.
And also, that's not even coming out of the kitchen, right?
Right. That's coming out of a central bakery across the whole ship. So they don't have that much interactions directly with the ingredients of that item. So it's a little more understandable.
Yeah. That took somebody saying...
And we didn't have any reaction to it either. So, true. We had to be vigilant, but you always need to be if you have dietary restrictions and food needs. That's just how it is. And we had so many other people that were caring very, very carefully for us. And we're very grateful. Did you find it to be a little too risque for you? Was it edgy?
Yes.
Was it douchey?
No.
I thought it was going to be so douchey.
No.
I'm sorry, guys. We jokingly use that term like, oh, it's going to be a ship full of a bunch of douchebag bros who are going to be miserable for us. And it really wasn't at all. I didn't feel like I was perpetually trying to escape a nightclub scene.
Mind you, we are in the middle of the Mediterranean.
And people came here to see DJs playing at clubs in Ibiza. Like, that's kind of the point of this sailing. And still, like, so many guests we met were lovely. You don't share a table with people the way you do on other cruise lines, except at Gumbe. But even then,
tables are really close, so there's still this like...
Yeah, it was easy to chat with people.
But also you could, like, if you didn't want to deal with people, you kind of put the wall up because you're not literally physically at the same table.
I didn't find them too uncomfortably close.
No.
But they were close enough that you could chat if you wanted to. Yeah. We made some friends, and people were really, really kind. The guests and the staff. But in terms of, we thought, like, is it going to be too edgy? Am I going to be uncomfortable? There have been times in my life that I've been a bit of a prude, a bit of a Puritan. And so would I be like, this isn't my scene because it's just a little too gratuitous?
Oh, not at all.
Not at all. And I've seen footage like from when the Scarlet Lady first started sailing, and people are like, oh my gosh, there were shows about sex. There were condoms being handed out. There was a personal vibrator in our room. Like, none of those things are here. None of them. Like, there are a few silly, risque jokes in some of the comedy shows and stuff, but I would expect that on any comedy show, anywhere.
It's very tongue-in-cheek.
Very lighthearted, nothing trying to, like, shock you. Okay? So don't be scared. Come have fun. We placed our deposit. We're going again. Mm-hmm. They've got us hooked.
It's actually an incredible deal.
Yeah.
And I bet this changes from time to time, but it's $300 down, and you get a $300 discount, and you get a $600 onboard, what they call sailor loot, which is like
onboard credit. Yeah.
So for your $300 deposit, you're getting $900 of additional value, which is a pretty significant deal.
Yeah.
And you've got 2 years to sail on it, and you've got 1 week to cancel it.
Yeah.
after you get off the ship.
So if we have
there's a
buyer's
lot.
remorse, we could back out. But
Very
I don't think
easy.
we're going to. We just have to convince the grandparents to watch the kids again. And I would then have $600 worth of credit. That is quite the tattoo. When I come back and get my tattoo. We'll see. Are you ready to get off the ship?
Yep.
All right.
You gotta drink your coffee. Okay. Bye.
Kids, we're coming home for you.
Oh. By the time they see this,
We'll be home.
we'll be home.
Yeah. With Virgin Voyages done, we're about to launch into our series on Israel with the whole family. So be sure to subscribe so you don't miss it. We'll see you next time, travelers.